I want to thank everybody for chiming in. This is Watchman Yahudah Yisrael, also known as Pastor Derek Man, on the evenings, on this afternoon, morning-ish, morning. What was today's date? The what?
14.
1/14/2018. Let's get ready to get in the word. Okay. Please mute your phone. Somebody need to mute their phone. Is that Felicia? Feed. Mute your phone, beautiful lady.
You know your baby voice anywhere.
Let's go to Mark 4. Mark 4. I'm supposed to teach on the Sabbath, but the Most High is leading me another way on today. But I do plan to do it, y'all permit, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning on the Sabbath. He's leading me another way.
Okay. You said Mark, huh?
Yeah, Mark 4. 4:11.
Should I get my phone there?
Mark 4:11.
Okay, come on now. Don't be stupid, something. Mark 4. Verse 11.
Yes, ma'am. Mark 4:11. Y'all hit y'all. Jeff, don't be teased. Is that Jeff at the door? No, here. I'm finna talk to the iPad. There you go. I knew you was coming. I'm looking for you too. Don't be teasing me, Jeff, because I can't see. I was listening to you and listen. You snitching on me. Yeah, I can't see. So.
Mark 4.
Bless you. Mark 4:11 this morning. Yeah, Mark. Here we go. Y'all hit your friends' book. Your friends. Tell them to chime in. We on. Look what it says. It says, and Yahudah said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of Yah. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. I want to touch on this topic again because it's so relative. It is so relative. This is to be honest with you, this is the whole kit and caboodle right here. Right? What the Most High said is given unto you to know the mysteries, because great is the mystery of godliness. It's a mystery. It went on to say, great is the mystery of godliness, because Yah was manifested in the flesh, just by the Spirit, seen of angels, preached unto the Gentile, believed on in the world, received back up into, kabah, or glory, they call it, right? But it's a mystery, right? Because, he that have an ear to hear, let him hear what the Ruach, the Spirit of Yah, is saying to the body, to the ecclesia. He's saying something, but everybody can't get it. You got to count yourself blessed if you can understand it. Your understanding, you cannot, the word teaches, in all thy getting, get an understanding. Everything you get, you need to get an understanding, because in that understanding, you either going to sink or swim. He said, my children destroy for the lack of knowledge. What you don't know will destroy my people. It's his people. And he said the conclusion of his people is being destroyed. Destruction. For the lack of knowledge, what you don't know. So somehow we got to appreciate when you walk in the know. Now, a lot of people believe being in the know is going to church. People believe being in the know is joining a Hebrew camp. Messed around and found out who true Israel is, and now you're assembling with them, and you think you're walking in the know because of that. And it's way deeper than that. It is so much to know. On the Mount of Olives, when the Messiah, was teaching, and they got to talking about the building of the temple. This is right before, not too many years before the Messiah, died, and Jerusalem was sacked by the Romans in 70 A.D. It wasn't many years before that he was showing them the temple. And he said, see here, the temple being built, there should not be one stone standing upon another that shall not be thrown down. And they wanted to know, when shall this be, the sign of the coming and of the end of the world? And his response was more, take heed that no man deceive you. That was the main thing, because one, he's talking to his people. He was talking to his people. And he was letting them know to take heed that no man deceive you, because deception is real. False doctrine is real. Having a form of godliness is real. And it's not, you're not exempt because you praise him verbally. You're not exempt. People believe, see, what deception is it in the doctrine that's going around saying that Jesus did it all? Is there deception in that statement? What do you mean by that? Now I ain't got to do nothing because he did it all? I'm this wretched, scandalous sinner, and now I get to go to heaven because what he did? Is that what it means? Because that's what it means to a lot of people. But is that really what it's saying? Take heed that no man deceive you. Take heed that you don't get tricked into believing what the serpent told Eve. That thou shalt not surely die, or the ways of sin is in death anymore. They believe the gospel came, and now the ways of sin is in death anymore. Irregardless to all the countless scriptures that's in the word warning you not to sin. Warning you not to put your hand to the plow and look back, because if you put your hand to the plow and look back, you're not fit. Folks cannot see. The God of this world has blinded the mind of them that believe not. Now, the people that believe not is not talking about people that don't go to church and say they believe in Jesus. Because folks everywhere is talking about they go to church, they assemble, and they believe in Jesus. But the believe not is not believing the truth. Irregardless of you assembling, drawing nigh unto him with your mouth, honoring him with your lips. But your heart is far from him. Heart from what? The truth. That's why Thessalonians, the book was written to the Thessalonians, letting them know that Yah will send you a strong delusion because you don't receive the love of the truth. There's a certain way we must handle truth, and that's not talk too much. There's a certain way you got to handle truth, because the truth is accessible, but how do you handle it when it comes? Because a lot of people, when truth comes, I'm going to tell you right now, when truth comes, it's in opposition to carnality. It's in opposition to what you thought, and it's in opposition to what you was taught. And he even have examples in Scripture to show you religious folks that loved him, but they were in opposition. Taking Saul, for example. He was a religious dude. He loved the Most High, but he was in error. And it took him having the appropriate love for truth that was able to reel him in. Reel him in. He was a man. He was a man that loved the Most High, but he was in error unintentionally. In fact, he had a religious career of fighting against truth in respect to Yah. He was 100% persuaded that he was representing Yah, but he was in error. And what happened was, on that road, because Yah knew his heart. Now look at this. We ain't going to play that Yah know your heart stuff and you ain't got to live it. Yah knew his heart, and he was put in a predicament to where he can prove what was in his heart. Because your heart is going to be tried. It's going to be tested, and it has to be proven. He was on his way to get letters from the chief priest, on his way to Damascus to get letters from the chief priest to persecute the true way. He was the one in error, but he was on his way to get letters to persecute the true way in his ignorance. And then the light shined from heaven, knocked him off his donkey, and he hit the ground. And then Yahudah spoke to him, "Why are you persecuting me?" And he said, "Who I thought," was the best question he could have asked, because he was put in the predicament of humility. His whole theology was being challenged. Everything he thought he knew, he found out he didn't know. And you got people that are convinced they know what they know, and you can't tell them nothing different, and pride will destroy them. Make dumb statements like, "I was born a Baptist, I'm going to die a Baptist." Well, you going to die then. Because John the Baptist said himself, Yahudah the emerger, but John the Baptist said himself, I ain't even worthy to untie his shoes. And they got a whole religious movement in his honor. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there's none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Ain't no another way. Giving props to Peter and them. Peter and all of them letting you know, man, don't bow down to me. They want to give a prayer to Mary. What you praying to Mary for? You know, when Mary and his brothers and sisters was looking for him and said, your parents is outside and your brothers and sisters, he said, "Who is my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, but he to do the will of my father?" He ain't into that. He respected her as mother, but you got to you got to learn how to rightly divide truth. So here we are. We got a guy that loved the Most High, but he was in error. And when the true word came to him, he submitted. It is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom, right? It is a mystery. And how you're counted worthy is you got to look at even the setting here, right? He held a service, and he's preaching in parables. And he's doing it intentionally. Now, the carnal mind, I've talked to people all the time, right? And they say, "Why would he talk in parables, trying to trick people?" He wouldn't do that. He said he did. He said that's exactly what I did. Now, the words say he did it. People say, "Oh, he wouldn't do that. He loved everybody. He wants you to understand." He said, "Give not that which is jolly on the dogs, neither cast thy pearl before swine." And folks have a tendency to pat themselves on the back, and they got a spirit of a dog and don't even know it. They got a rejectable spirit on them. Folks, you see wicked people, and they kind of maneuver wicked, though they're religious. They maneuver wicked because they got a wicked heart, and the truth is hid from them type people. It's not that you can't overcome that wicked little piece of you in you, right? You can overcome it, but it takes something for you to do. You got to be a true believer. You got to be the type of person, though I am wicked, I don't want to be, and I'm willing to get rid of it for you.
That's right.
And everyone don't get down like that. They have self-justification. They have their own righteousness and have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yah. So the truth is allergic. Or they're allergic to the truth because of their positioning. See, he's teaching in parables to a big crowd of folk. After service, they left. If you asked them what the service was about, they'd have to say, "I don't know," but he sure did preach. Did you see that robe he had on? Girl!
Need that material.
They left. Because it wasn't that important. You got people that come assemble, but it's not that important. They're going to leave without what was taught. They're going to agree with what was taught while it's being taught. In this parable, it talked about it. It said immediately the devil going to come and snatch you. You're not leaving with it because your heart not right. You're not leaving with it. You can say you went. You probably can go down the calendar and look at your calendar and say, oh, I've been going. And then hop straight in the bed. Butt naked with somebody else that don't belong to you. Drank everything. You walking backwards. You so doggone drunk. Still able to go against Yah in your whole entire lifestyle with a little thin layer of Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's always smiling. And what? You got morals? You got good. You're a moral person. You can balance a book on your head, but you don't do nothing Yah say. The word describes a state of ever learning, but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. There is a state of mind that's never able to come into the knowledge of truth. Never. It ain't going to happen. Romans the 8th chapter says that the carnal mind is enmity against Yah, meaning it's hostile against Yah. It's not subject, meaning it won't bow down to the law of Yah. Neither indeed can be. It's impossible. It ain't going to happen. The only way that we literally can be saved, I'm being honest with you, is to submit to him for real. It ain't no barely. We got to get to the point that I can understand you approaching them because with skepticism, right? You're skeptical, right? He wants you to do that. He wants you to count the cost, right? Folks that don't count the cost come and they be with him for a little while. And then when they figure it out, they leave, right? But when you count up the cost to see if you're willing and able and ready to do the requirement, right? The first thing that attracts you is the truth of the word. You're attracted to him if you belong to him, right? But then if you have any sense, you're not going to just dive in like a moron. I mean, you're going to look. You're going to weigh it up. You're going to read some stuff. You're going to study to show yourself approved, right? And then he'll reveal to you, right? And when you make that real move, then you're willing to give up. You're willing to walk away from some stuff. You're willing to grow to the point that you love him excuse me, with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. That's the key. You got to get to the point that you're willing to reciprocate the love that he gave you, and he'll reveal to you the level of love that he gave you. Then building you up enough to be willing. When you don't love him appropriately, then things are like take it or leave it. You have nonchalant complacency. It really don't matter type of an attitude when it matters more than you can ever imagine. If you want to do a parallel, right, and look at the book of Revelations, when we're dealing with the conclusion of the matters and how things happen, right? And you can even glimpse at history, the schoolmaster, go on the tour and look at true history, right? Not just carnal history, his story, because he's a liar, and he always going to give you a perspective from a carnal standpoint, right? But when you belong to Yah, you begin to see history for what it really is from a spiritual standpoint, which they ain't writing about that, right? But it's already archived and written in word, right? So when you look in Torah and you look at how Yah moves, right? And how he judges, and how he's not playing. Look. If Deuteronomy 28 was talking to his children, which you and I both know it was if you ever read it, Leviticus 26 and Ezekiel and all the other books, the Apocrypha and all those books that told of his relationship with his children, his chosen children, and how he ended up judging them, right? You gotta mute your phone. Sound like Gene. I don't know who it is, but please mute your phone. Al, is that you? Al. Al. Gene. Gene, please. Yeah. They messed the message up for me. He's doing all right. But where was I at? History. When you look at history and you conclude that Deuteronomy 28, right, is talking about his people and him potentially ready to judge them, right? And the conclusion of Deuteronomy 28 was his children being shipped into slavery to the four corners of the earth, right? And you look at what happened to the people that were shipped into slavery, it was the most horrific thing you could ever imagine in your life. It was so bad that from a carnal perspective, you could be upset with the Most High and say, why would you allow something this bad to happen to your people? That's how bad it was. But you got to understand, eternal damnation is worse. It's way worse. And for us to know the way, to hold the truth and unrighteousness, to know the way and refuse to do it, then you're sued for whatever happens to you. Willingly be wicked. Willingly walk away from the path. Willingly, Romans, the first chapter, bring him down on a lower level. Disrespect him and make him on the level of birds and four-footed beasts. For this cause, he'll give you over to your own self. That you can do whatever the heck you want to do, given to yourself, to your own wickedness. Now you're subject to false doctrine. You're subject to false teachings because true teaching don't fancy you anyway. Going back to the scripture that says, give not that which is jolly on the dogs, neither cast thy pearl before swine. If he tell us not to do it, why do we believe he would? So it's all based on your heart. 100%. It's based on your heart. You got to have a heart to obey Yah.
That's right.
Or else the truth is not for you. He go, look. Ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. A wizard. No scriptures, know about the CERN, know about the Nephilim, know about Illuminati, no, just learning, just a wizard, right? But never able to come to the knowledge of the truth because the conclusion of the truth will make you free. Free from what? Sin. So he said to them, it is given unto you to know the mystery. It's a mystery. The word teaches that the secret of Yah is with the righteous. It's a secret for us to have the state of mind to be willing to go against ourselves, to go against our very evil nature. For us to be willing to go against that, you got to know a secret. For me not to do what I want to do, I got to know something that other folks don't know. Because folks are striving to do what they want to do. They're trying to work their fingers to the bone and be successful enough to do what they want to do. They call it the American dream. Folks just working hard to be successful so they can do what the heck they want to do. And the people of Yah is working hard as they can not to do what the heck they want to do. In direct contrast. Knowing that the flesh lusts against the spirit against the flesh, these are contrary to one to another, so I can't do what I want to do. That's what the words say. But it's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. Did you know that if the truth comes to you and you appreciate it, it overthrows everything else in your life? Did you know this? We have a state of mind. I talked this not too long ago, but here we go again, right? But we have a state of mind, a state of thinking. All it takes is a thought to overthrow everything we're thinking. If a thought comes in contrast to how we think and we accept it, we give life to it. And then if we meditate and then pursue that thought, then it will overthrow our past thinking. Because now it has preeminence over our past thinking. Jeff used to eat a certain way recently. But a thought came. He looked at that thought. It ain't the first time that thought came. But one day it came and he did the necessary. He embraced that thought and gave life to it. So now that one thought is in contrast to all of his thinking when it comes to that subject. All of it. One thought. And he gave the most earnest heed to that thought. And accepted it.
Man, Jack. And it became so easy.
After that, you better preach.
It came so easy. You know, stuff that you struggle with, and you try to do it within your own
power, strength.
Your own strength, it's never going to work.
Hallelujah.
But then you just throw up your hands and say, you know, y'all, it's in your timing. It's not in my strength, because if I try to do this, I'm going to go back on it, and I'm going to, keep going back and forth. But and then it just became so easy.
Hallelujah. And that's the key.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Real talk. And to be honest, you shall receive power after the Ruach HaKodesh has come upon you. And it comes, but you got to mix it with faith. Because as soon as you do that, it becomes easy.
And then other stuff
falls off with
it.
Chain reaction.
Hallelujah.
Chain reaction.
God.
One thought. So when the gospel came, remember we're talking about it is given unto you to know the mysteries, right? We're in Mark 11 and 4. I mean 4:11. 4:11. Jeff. But when
I was with you.
Okay, yeah, you was listening. Okay, so when the gospel was preached here, a sower went to sow, right? A sower went to sow, he's preaching the gospel, right? You got a demographic of people that heard the word. They heard it. They received it as a club man. We're gathering. We fellowshipping. Hey, how you doing? Oh, where's Zicky in there? Yeah, you seen Tag? Yeah. You tell them I said, oh yeah, I seen everybody. Then when the lesson is over, they're gone. They're going to revert right back to who they was, because it was a fellowship for them. It wasn't about getting to know the Most High to the point that I'm going to do. It wasn't about hearing something that's going to be that thought that's going to control all the rest of my thinking. It's going to purge me and change me and make me a new creation. No, it's not on that level. It's not on the level. That's why they can come and go and come and go and come and go and never change. Ever learning. You learning something new too. Ever learning, but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. You know the 66 books, then you turn around and learn the Apocrypha too. Now you know 80 of them. You know the feast days and the festival. You learned about the law. You got about 16 songs. You can make 2 albums. Singing gospel. Now you're a gospel artist. But never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. You play the organ, but you still going to screw up. You still going to hold a grudge. You still going to preach false doctrine. You still don't know the truth. You're religious, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. And it all is because of your state of mind. It's all because you didn't come to get a most earnest heed to the things which you have heard. Hebrews 2:1, y'all. Giving the earnest heed to the things which you have heard, at least at any time shall let them slip. That wasn't your state of mind. So the devil was able to say, I'll take this. You keep all the rest of the other stuff. Did you see everybody you wanted to? Did you get their phone number? Did you take some pictures? They're gone. Finish cussing and then getting high and drunk. You finish doing whatever the heck you was doing. Business as usual. I'll see you next Sunday. I'll see you next Sabbath. How about that? It is given unto you. Who did he say that to? Because I skipped all the way down. I missed the message, right? And I went down to it's given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom. Who the heck is you that's given to know the mystery? Could it be the ones that after everybody else left, they stayed behind? Could it be to them? Because that's who he's talking to. He's talking to the ones that stayed behind. He's talking to them that heard the message, knew they didn't understand it. That's the weeding process. He's separating right in your face. He's doing the work right in your face in front of everybody, and folks don't even know it. It jumped off dead in your, he separated right in your face, and ain't nobody offended. Why didn't he pick me? They don't even know they wasn't picked. They left feeling picked. But they wasn't. Because they didn't want it. The word teaches he that hunger and thirst after righteousness. Do you know how serious I'm going to have to be? I'm going to be serious as Jeff was. Do you know how serious I'm going to have to be? In order for me not to sleep with her? Not to hit him in his mouth? Not to steal it and tell the lie? Come on. For me to continue to keep preaching? Going through it? Going without? Being disrespected? Whatever it might be. We all could be doing something else right now. Heck, at the farmer's market. Working on our natural temple as opposed to our spiritual temple is the truth anyhow. At the gym. We eating better now. Might as well go and get cut up now. And the only time, looking at my watch, the only time I got really is Sunday, right when the word going forth. I'll catch it on the tape, I guess. Yeah, at the football game right now. Got all the gear, got his jersey, the helmet, sit up there with the helmet on. The helmet with the kind with the straw, you can pour beer in it. Tailgating somewhere, but no. We're walking in self-denial. How important is truth to you? Because that's really the determining factor. How important is truth to you, even if you believe it's true? Is it true? Because some folks are still trying to figure it out. And a lot of people that are still trying to figure it out is because it's something they don't want to give up. So they're going to stay in the figure zone. I'm trying to figure this thing. I'm trying to figure. I know they lied so much. This couldn't completely be true. Mm-hmm. It's going to get real gray whenever I want to have my way. It is given unto you. Who is you? Is it you? Is it what you on Facebook Live? Is it you? You on the conference line? Is it you? Are you in this room? Is it you? That he said it's given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom. Because the mystery of the kingdom, you shall know the truth, and the truth gonna make you free. It's gonna free you from you. He came to rescue us from us. We all got some issues that we need to be rescued from, because the wages of sin is death. And if you got any sin in your life, it's there to kill you and destroy you. And he came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. So you got to be the type of person that, can he get you out of a fake church? Can he? That's what he did to Saul. Didn't he? He was one of the head men in false doctrine. He was justified by the law. He loved the Torah. He loved being Hebrew. Black brother with nappy hair. He loved it. He loved his kinfolk. And the Most High came to snatch him from that. Yeah. He thought that they was teaching against Yah. He thought that the Messiah was a heretic, a false doctrine man. And he thought that the people that's following him was going against the Most High. He had to be taught. He was sincere in his heart, but he was wrong. Then the truth came and got him, and he was able to keep the truth. He wasn't the type that after the truth was preached, then he ran straight back and ran with the Pharisees again.
Well,
that ended the relationship. When the truth came, that ended that religious relationship right then and there. Booyah. Most High went to Ananias, told him to hook up with Saul and go lay hands on him that he might see again. Ananias said, no, have you heard of him? Heard that dude trying to kill her. I pull up that dude to kill me because of me running with you. Y'all had to tell him, no. Look, if you don't get down there being religious, didn't I say go down there and pray for him? He going to suffer many things for my name. Don't get religious. Forget his past. It's in the past. I'm about to resurrect him. And he went down and laid hands on him. But we got to get to the point that whereas we love truth. What is your relationship with the word? Are you religious? Are you a religious type of a person? Are you the type of person that the word really can come in your life and you change? You're a connoisseur of truth. Time out for being friendly, nice. Trick that. I am so not nice any doggone way. I don't even want to play. I want to obey the word. If I'm nice, it's because the word is teaching me to be nice. If I don't, can I be honest? Ain't none good, no, not one. Why are we fronting? How good are you? You want to convince me you good? If you want to obey the word, I don't even need to be around. He'll tell you the truth. To be honest. But my job, my stomach growling, y'all. But my job, it's the truth. But my job is to get those that's in error. Yeah, if you're overtaken, I still can deal with you. Yeah. It's a job description. If you're overtaken in the fault, you which is spiritual restore such a one the spirit of me to consider thy own self, least also be tempted. Because it can get rough trying to win folk that don't mean y'all no good at that time. One plant, another water, but it's y'all to get an increase. You might just be a planter, and then you got to do a move, and someone else come along and water, but y'all get an increase. You can't condemn them to hell because you don't know the end of their story, even if they're in error right now.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, is it talking to you? It is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Is that you? Because if it is, you're the type, real talk, that when truth comes, you're going to choose it over anything or anybody, or he wouldn't talk to you. And that's the truth. If there's something that's more important in your life than the word, look at what he said. Not only did he say he's jealous, he said you got to love me with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Everything you got to cash in. Is that because he ego tripping? No, that's because he's worthy. And he's worth it. And it's in your best interest that you do it. It's not that he needs us. He loves us. We need him. And if you don't love him with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, whatever you love more, that's what you're going to do. Adam loved his woman more. Real talk. The devil couldn't mess with Adam. He got Adam through his woman. Adam loved his woman more than he loved Yah. That's why he listened to her. What'd you say, baby? Yeah, well, that's all right with me then. Girl, look at you over there. Right. Do you know, since we've been talking to the devil, I didn't know you was naked this whole time? Get over here, girl. I didn't even know. Y'all showed up, he said, we naked.
How'd you know?
Who told you that?
Right.
Talking to the devil. Talking to the devil. We gotta be who he was talking to. You don't be the type of person. I deal with a lot of religious people. Real talk too. Right? They don't have an ear. You can't tell them too much of nothing. To tell you the truth, but man, it's sad to be honest. I look at people that think they know. I'm not tooting my own horn. I can only preach. I'm a pastor. I'm a watchman, right? That's what he made me to be, right? And so I have an obligation to truth into the word, period. That's my job, right? So I deal with people that think they know, and I have conversations with them. And just have to, in my heart, I'd be like, are you serious right now? And the closer they are to you, can kind of like get frustrated. Like, are you serious right now, for real? But what the heck do you do? Look what it say in the closing. Look, 11, right? 4:11. It said, he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of Yah. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. He threw them off on purpose. He said, when you don't have the love for the truth, that's the only teaching. It's Yah that sends you a strong delusion. You believe a lie because he's letting you believe it. Because he told you the truth and you didn't want it. It costs you too much to you. If I believe this, if I roll with this, I'm going to have to do X, Y, and Z, and that's going to cost me. That's why the word teaches, what will it profit a man to gain the whole world and to lose his soul? Or what will a man give exchange for his soul? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. Everybody, when the gospel comes, you're faced with giving up your life for eternal life. Period. And if there's something in your life that you like more, it could even be just you don't want nobody telling you what to do. It don't tell them what it is. You're on a money, you're on whatever kick we be on. Some must be lustful and don't want to walk away from whatever it might be. But when everybody is faced with what would it profit a man to gain the whole world? Because there are some people that want to gain the whole world and say the heck with the soul. Esau was one of them. He said, what good is this birthright seeing I'm about to die? I'm choosing this natural life over the spiritual. Give me that soup. Give me them lentils. Give me that bean soup. And Yah despised that position. That's why salvation is for the believer. One that's going to choose Yah over anything or anybody. That's the foundation of salvation. To choose him over anything or anybody. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're welcome to religion. Yeah, welcome to Club Med. Hey, brother, I ain't seen you hired, but how your uncle doing? Because it's all you going to leave with. You ain't going to leave with no true repentance. You're not going to leave honest. You're not going to leave doing the will of Yah. You're just going to be Casper the Friendly Ghost. Oh, it's the truth anyhow. He's the one that said, but unto them which are without, all these things are done in parables, that seeing they may see. You can see, right, with your natural eye, but you're not going to spiritually perceive. You can hear with your natural ear, but you ain't going to understand spiritually. Least at any time they should be converted, changed, y'all, and their sins be forgiven. You're going to be forgiven and you're going to be changed. When you're the person who said it's given on you. It is given on you to know the mystery. We got to qualify to be the ones that he was talking to when he said it's given on you. False doctrine tell you he picked some folks. Calvinists. It tell you he picked some folks, right, to be saved. And the other folks he picked to be damned. Calvinists will teach you he's sovereign, right? He's control of everything. So he picked certain people to be damned and certain people to be saved, and he's sovereign, so he caused it all. So even those that live right, he forced them, and even those that live wrong, he forced them. Then they'll try to throw a twist in there and say, but it's our fault because we're all inherently evil willingly, even though he's sovereign and made us like that. They just twisted. They sound schizophrenic. They don't know what the heck they're talking about. None at all. But at the end of the day, he said choose. He ain't playing games with people. Tell you to choose, but you can't because he's sovereign, right? He said, choose ye this day whom you going to serve. Choose. He said, I set before you life and death. Then he even gave you a clue. Choose life. That's the biggest clue. He told you the answer. Choose life. Choose me. Because Adam and Eve didn't. We need to quit blaming them because we got a shot at the title ourselves. What you going to do? Are you going to choose it? It's the truth anyhow. Come on, y'all. Yeah, that's what it said. Be submissive enough to be teachable. And I guarantee you, if it's true, you will be taught it. If it's true, you'll be taught it if you humble to it. You got to humble yourself. The only way you're going to get Yah is through humility. When you exalt yourself, you're going to be abased. But when you abase yourself, he said he's going to exalt you. Humble yourself before the mighty hand of Yah. You got to submit. It's true. Don't let the devil start showing you how he steal it. There's more than one way he can steal it. He can steal it through, it wasn't important to you, he'll just snatch it and you won't even know it's gone because it wasn't important to you in the first place, right? But he also can steal it through a comparison analysis. He'll put you in a situation. In other words, you're going to choose what you want to do or you're going to choose him. Could be living in the situation you should be living in. And now you got to make a choice. And he's standing there waiting. Oh, you finna go hop back in the bed? Well, I'll take the word. Thank you. Go ahead. Finna get high? Okay, give me the word. Next sack on me. I'll pay for it. Yeah, blind. Let us be the you he was talking to. Please, don't put nothing or nobody before him. Your religious organization, if they're teaching false doctrine, why are you there? Word teaches, have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but you ever prove them, right? And be not partakers of another man's sin. That's sin. False doctrine is sin. You a part of that? I'm closing, y'all, but Saul was a part of a religious community. He quit when he met truth. He didn't continue to fellowship with them. He did go back, but he went back as a teacher. Period. His fellowship was with Yah. His job was to go get them. Give Yah praise. Hallelujah. Let's pray. Spirit of living Yah, we love you and thank you for this opportunity to come before you. Once again, expounding in your word, we pray your word went forth with clarity, giving us a heart and mind to choose you over religion. We need you. We need you desperately, and we choose you. We don't pick religion for having a form over truth. We don't pick illicit, illegal, relationships, ill-gotten gain. Even ourselves, our own life, we choose you. Give us a heart and mind to be the you was talking to, that you will reveal your truth, and we shall know the truth, and the truth shall make us free from sin and death. We receive it and we celebrate it. In the matchless name of Yahudah HaMashiach, we humbly pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, and amen. Give Yah praise, he's worthy. Hallelujah. That was the lesson for the day. Facebook Live, I don't know, it's backwards. So if you want to talk, feel free to chime in. 302-202-1102, extension 815648. Again, 302-202-1102, extension 815648. Thanks for hanging out with us. Be Baruch and Barak Shalom. Can you hit that stop record button? Should be somewhere on there.
Where is this finish?
Yeah.